Hey, evening all. How we doing? Merry Christmas. We've got to have a bit of music, hang on. There you go. Bit of music. How we all doing today anyway? I think everything's ready to go here. I don't know. It's been all go today. Been trying to get this thing ready for tonight. But I think we're there. So I think we've got a few in. I think Mr. Video Monkey was in first, I think, but I've just changed the chat and he's disappeared off the top now. Chris All the Gear No Idea was there. I don't know if you're still in, Chris, but I don't know. The chat's doing weird stuff tonight. Rob Hall's all over Quiver. Michael Hyde, hi Michael. Foxy's going to get some chicken. And he's at the checkout. Evening, Nick. Hi, Daniel. Rich, how you doing, Rich? Rob Tiveridge, how are you? Made it in today, yeah. Hi, Theo, how are you? You're in. Hi, Simon, Simon's World. Yeah, I think you were first today, Video Monkey. Afternoon now, Rob Cross, Doug McCartan, how are you, Doug? And hi, Nick, and welcome. Hi, Dave Edge. How are you? Cloudy again, can't watch a space station. It's a bit clearer here tonight, Theo, but I don't know what time it's coming over. It's probably not far off, isn't it? I think it was 6 o'clock last week. I don't know what time it is this week. Mind you, it might not be visible for us now. Still haven't got my head around how to view it. Evening, Phil, how are you? Feel the power. So I got Mrs. Cruncher's latest design on today. Well, not design, latest purchase for me. Seem to be gaining quite a few Christmas tops. It's costing me an absolute fortune, this live streaming lark. It's like a different top I got to buy every day. Oh dear. I'm high maintenance, see? That's what it is. Dear. Oh dear, yeah. Until the takeout. Takeout, Paul. Very nice too. What are you having? Chinese? Indian? Pizza? Evening, Cyberflyer? You're getting your laptop, Nick, okay? Oh dear. I got an oh dear one. In fact, I think I've got this picture on another t-shirt in a different format. This one's got a bit of glitter on it. Bit of glitter, so that's going to be all over me. So we had a play with the Rambler 2, didn't we, yesterday? And I went and pinged, well, I think it was me, or it might have just been hanging on by a thread. I know Spanky sent me an image that he captured from the video, and it looked like the dial cord was hanging on the like little ferrule that clamps it. So I don't even think it had a spring in it, you know. Lodge doner, naan, sandwich and chips. Oh, I love a doner. I haven't had a doner kebab for, well, since before lockdown. Just before lockdown, the first lockdown, Paul. That's so long I haven't had a doner. That's made me hungry now. I do like a good doner. Yes. Or I'll have a chicken doner with a portion of doner meat on the side. That's my fave. So yeah, I've had another play with this radio today. Just had a quick go at it. I've glued the tuning spindle, the tuning pointer back on. What else have I done? I've cleaned off all the gunk off of the blue bit and reversed that. And I actually had too many turns. I'm going to have a beer in a minute to quench me thirst. I actually had too many turns on the tuning spindle. I had 3 on there. I should have only had 2. And what was happening, every so often it was binding up. So I had to take 1 turn out of it and retie the spring on yet again. But I've done it. I've done it. I've aligned the pointer and I've stuck it on with super glue. So there's no going back now. But what's going on now? Oh, this is the coordinates for the ISS, is it? 1718 West 21 beer. Yeah, you're right there. Thank you, Mr. Video Monkey. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Let's get one then, shall we? Let me see if I can. I'll just put you on the lovely Christmas scene while I get the camera sorted out for the beer. I've had to move the beer slightly because what am I trying to say here? The back's bulging a bit on it because all the beer's trying to escape out the back of it. We can't have any escaping beers. Right. So we're going to go up and see Mr. Penguin today. He's still not lit, Mr. Penguin. Poor chap. But let's switch over to Mr. Penguin. No, look, wrong one. Let's try that. Mr. Penguin. Penguin. Here he is. Hello, mate. You looking after my beer? Good. Number 4 then. I'm sure it's up here. There she blows. Oh, they are sort of like tipping down the back. The sort of cardboard at the back has collapsed down a bit, but oh, now we're talking. Oh, if you can see that or not. That is very nice. I've had that before, and I do like a dark beer. So we've got Menadu Stout. Excellent. Not Xanadu, Menadu. The goats are quite interested. Get off, it's mine. You're not having it. There we go. A festive St. Austell's Brewery stout. It's not festive, actually. That's one thing about the beer advent calendar. It's lovely to have all these beers to open, but they're not actually what I would call Christmas beers. But you know, needs must and COVID and all that. But Andy sent me a nice picture today of some beers that Aldi have got in at the moment. So you never know. We've got to do a bit of shopping on Monday. I might be able to pick up some Christmas ones. So yeah, bottle conditioned. I like a good stout. I'm a bit of a Guinness man. I like a drop of Guinness. So Menadu means Black Hill in Cornish. 6 types of barley. And it's got an oak smoked aroma. Contains barley and oats. That should be really good for me then, shouldn't it? That should be. It's like a meal in a bottle. Meal in a bottle. So let's get it poured and start getting it in me. So yeah, it's getting a bit chilly now, isn't it? I think there's a bit of snow about. We haven't had any here. We had a pretty heavy hailstorm earlier. It didn't last for long. But apparently there's supposed to be some snow about. Normally we get it up on Dartmoor, but I don't think there is any up there at the moment. That's a nice looking stout, that. Oh yes, I like that. I like that a lot. So cheers everybody. Hope you're having a good one. All done your shopping? Evening Douglas, how are you? Christmas crunchers. Yeah, that's a nice drop, that is. 6 malts Cornish stout. They've really gone to town on that. 4.5%, so it's not mentally strong, but very nice. I'm hoping that we're going to have 24 different beers. I'm hoping that we're going to have 24 different beers. That'll be nice. It's, hopefully they don't repeat them. They might do, but you never know. We might get 24 different ones. I think it is supposed to be 24 different beers, actually, from St Austell Brewery and Bath Ales. So we've got a bit of everything. Cheers, all. Spanky! You're nearly on time. You're nearly on time. You're only 12 minutes late. Cheers, everyone, anyway. Catch you later, Paul. Right. So, lurking behind our lovely Christmas radio is a rather nice looking and very shiny now Rambler 2. Let's put the goats there. Say hello. Hello, yeah. So I'm sure you can see in the back that we are now very blue, not that yucky diarrhea brown that it was before. Just trying to get the light sorted out here. I don't know, struggles with this dark evenings. Let me just turn the main light on, actually. Give us a bit more light. Stop kicking the webcam about. I'm struggling for light in this room. I do need to get myself sorted. Get some better lighting in here. But I will do. I will do. Gary, evening, mate. How are you? So, I've polished the dial plate. I mean, that is, pardon me, that's like new. The pointer's all glued back in. Obviously works now. What else have I done? I've glued the knots on the dial cord so they won't come undone or move. They're both super glued. I've soldered a 100 nanofarad cap on the back, ready for our alignment. That's that. The other thing is the case. That is now looking like new. I've touched up the grille and that's immaculate now. There's not a dent on it. I've drawn in the silver on the surround for the badge. That's thanks to Mr. Cody's, who gave me the Sharpie pen. I was going to use the liquid chrome pen, but I couldn't put my hands on it, so I've used the Sharpie, which has come out perfect. And I've got rid of all that sticky on the back, and I've given it a coat of furniture polish on the sides as well. I've got some beeswax furniture polish, so rather than Danish oil it, the finish looks really nice on this one. There's no damage on it at all. So I've just gone with some beeswax furniture polish, so I think you'll agree that looks absolutely amazing. Really, really nice. So there we are, that's the case. That's the case of the case. So the object of today really is to try and get the thing aligned. Now, I'm sure in my main picture you can see lots of lights and stuff flashing up here, and there's an oscilloscope going, and I've had it turned on for quite a while to try and stabilize the signal generator, but it's an old girl and it's not really very stable. It's wandering about a bit. I've got it hooked up to my and he says spectrum analyzer there, up to my frequency counter even. My record 1998. So we'll have a look up at that, because we've got to get the alignment done. I'm actually going to have another swig of that because that's rather nice. So cheers again. Hope you're keeping all right, Gary. I must try and get up and see you at some stage when we're allowed. It's crazy. You're all God there, are you? You've turned to religion, Gary? Right, hang on. Let me see if let's just find these alignment instructions. I was going to have a little bit of a play with the screen actually. But I might shoot myself in the foot if I do. Yeah. I'll have to have a play with that another day. But I was going to try to do split screen 50-50. But I need to look that up. I will try and do that because it's quite good sometimes to see the alignment instructions and the actual what we're doing all at the same time. That's all right, Gary. I just thought you got all Christmassy. That was all. Oh dear. Right. So without further ado, let me see if I can find this. Come on, why aren't you working? That's going to open it twice again, isn't it? Yes, I knew it. The computer's on a go slow. The internet's a bit slow tonight, so it might be a bit glitchy, so apologies in advance if that does happen. Right, I need to find my Roberts Rambler bit, so let me just open those. You haven't missed nothing, Benji. Have you got your chicken sorted? Okay, so let me just, I'm not quite as organised as I was yesterday. Right, so this is the alignment info for this one. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a look at the alignment, see if we can get the thing aligned. Let me just get my chat back up. So the oscilloscope has basically got to be connected via 100 nanofarad capacitor to TP3, which is the lower end of R17. So what I've done, I've actually soldered 100 nanofarad cap underneath the board, and I've bent a little loop in it so I can hook my scope up to it. So this is pretty much all the adjustment points here. There isn't a lot to adjust. We've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adjustment points, and that's it. There really isn't a lot to it. So let's just pop that a little bit bigger. So this is our alignment info. This is the frequencies. Now I've got this other signal generator hooked up because my my stabber lock won't go down that well. It will go down that low, but apparently it's not very accurate down on the lower frequencies. So it's easier to mess about with the old scope up the top. Scope? Where's the goats? Come here. Not the scope. The old signal generator, the Philips sweep generator. I don't think that stout's going to last long. Right, so yeah, basically the signal's got to be injected via coupling loops. There's no direct connection to the chassis. We're just going to have a loop. I do need to make one of these coupling loops properly because mine's a bit of a Heath Robinson sort of botch up at the moment. So let's do the first three. So it's basically stick the pointer up the high frequency end. So that's the highest frequency. So that's going to be as far right as we can go, and we've got to adjust L10 and L9 for maximum output. So this is difficult to see this sort of thing on the scope, really, but we can certainly see the signal, but it's difficult to see the amplitude of it. I might have to play with the settings, and ideally I should have put the analog scope on rather than the digital one, because this digital one makes a hell of a lot of noise, which ain't great for aligning medium wave and long wave. It's not so bad on FM, but medium wave, long wave, it's not great. Right. So let's get back to what we're going to do. I need to adjust the camera, so hang on. Let me just get the camera up. Let's just get rid of me picture in picture. I'm sure you don't want to see me reaching up on stuff. I'm going to get the camera up on this, on the signal generator and the frequency counter. I should be able to get them both in shot. Yeah, I can just about see them through the Christmas decks. Look, ideal, right? Right, so you should be able to see that. There's the old Philips, and it's connected up at to the frequency counter at the moment. Now, when I went down about an hour ago, that was dead on 468, so you can see it's quite a drift. It's a fair drift on the thing. There's no oven offset, so as it gets hotter, it drifts more, I think. I thought it might stabilise out a bit. Yeah. Yeah, Paul, you need to drop me an email, mate. I think you have dropped me an email, actually, but I possibly haven't got round to answering it yet, so apologies, Paul. But drop me an email and we can sort that out. It won't be this year, though, mate. We're looking into next year. Okay. So what we want to do is just get that frequency set up. Hopefully my arm's not going to be too much in the way. So just going to turn the frequency and see if we can get that on. It's very touchy. I think that'll do us 468.04. That's going to give us a good enough trace. So let's hook that up. Let's get back down on the bench. Actually, no, this one needs to be on the scope, really, doesn't it? Let me just play with the cameras a minute. So let's go with picture in picture number 3. Right, I'll see if I can sort of get this so as we can see it a bit better. We'll get the scope up here. Right. What I want to do is get the overhead camera on so you can see where I'm adjusting it. And then get the scope in the picture as well, so we can have a look. Right, let's just zoom in a bit. Okay, so let's Go to the overhead camera. Hopefully you can see that all okay. Let's get that up on the scope. We've got a bit of yo-ho-ho going on with the scope as well at the same time. Is it that one? Yeah, I can't do a lot about that. We'll have to have a bit of yo-ho-ho Christmas with the scope as well. So let's go, no, let's take that one out a minute. Actually, no, that'll be all right. It's not covering anything up. I think you can see that. Okay. Yeah, pop me an email, Paul. I'm sure you got my email, but if not, there you go, Paul. Drop me an email to that, and I'll give you an idea. I thought I'd already given you a quote for doing it anyway, but I don't know. Maybe I haven't. I get so many requests for repairs, Paul, to be fair. I lose track sometimes of who I've spoken to and who I haven't. Right, okay, we need to get this powered up, so let's get the power hooked up. Afternoon, Colin, how are you? Right, power on, fire in the hole. Okay, let's try that again. As you can hear, there's loads of interference. It's the lights, the scope is interfering like mad. What's... Yeah, you're dead right, Doug. You've been to the vets because you were feeling rough. So yeah, we've got, if I turn the light off, that might help a little bit. No, it's the scope. That is not a good scope for trimming radios. It's so noisy. But there you go. The other scope is down below. So let's hook the oscilloscope up. And what we're going to use for an earth is that. Okay, so we need to move up to the right hand side. We need to bring our coil in. See if we can get a signal into the thing. Doesn't sound great, to be fair. I think it's all the interference. I'll turn that down because it's still picking up the signal with no volume. You don't need volume. So that's the signal we've got. It's a bit scratchy. So what it's saying is that we need to, let's just move this up a little bit. Yeah, it's not the best signal to try and, let's see if we can spread it out a little bit. You going to trigger for me? You're not really, are you? Well, basically we've got to try and maximise that by adjusting L9 and L10. It says L10 and L9, so you usually got to do it in the order they say. So L10 is the orange one, and L9 is the blue one. So let's get a tool in there and have a go. That ain't making a damn bit of difference. I think it's pretty much bang on anyway, this. No, that's not making any difference. Yeah, I'm getting a bit too much interference on this thing. Let's turn my trigger back down again. It's not really you can hear it by ear though, to be fair. So that's it maximised. It's not far off anyway. Let's turn that back down again. I think I would prefer to do that on an output meter, to be fair, rather than the oscilloscope. But you know, that's what they want. So next thing is to tune to the low frequency end and key in 525 megs. So let's go down to the lower frequency end of the scale. Turning. Yeah, I think you're right there, Doug. It is better to use an analog scope. But the analog scope is a bit buried deep at the moment, Doug. I'd need to have a bit of a clear out to get it in there. So we need to change the frequency to 525 kilohertz. So we want, no, we're there, we're right still. 525. So can we hear that? Oh wow, now that's a better signal. That's better. So now we've got to, that's actually pretty much bang on. So we've got to adjust L8 now for maximum. So let's have a go at L8, which is the first one. There's the peak there. Sounding good. Yeah, no, we're all right now. Just it doesn't like that lower frequency. Well, it doesn't like the IF frequency for some reason. Something's interfering with it. So now we've got to go to 1625 kilohertz. Let's go to the next scale. So we want one. We're on the top scale now. So 1625 is about there. So tune to the right hand side. There it is. It's bang on, isn't it, really? So now we've got to adjust. Now we've got to adjust the little trimmer, I think, C25. Okay, this is going to be a bit trickier. The C25 is actually underneath the board. So let me just pop that off. Hello, the goat's come for a ride. Get off. Can't take him anywhere. So C25 is on this. Let's get my thing a bit closer. Actually, we can turn that down a little bit. Ooh. So C25, it took me a little while to suss out which one was which on this, but C25 I believe is the top one. Yes, it is. So this is C25 at the top here. That one. That's it there. And that's given a frequency of 929 kilohertz there, according to that. It's a little bit jittery still, but I think that's down to the signal generator and a bit of interference. So next thing then, 560, tune to the signal and adjust L6, which is the aerial coil. That could be fun. I'm going to have to heat that up with the hot air gun, I think, to stand any chance of moving that one. Which is a pain, because it's actually waxed in, that's why. So let me just untangle my hot air gun. Put it on a fairly low temperature, I don't want to melt the radio. He says knocking everything everywhere here. Right, okay, I think we're ready. So let me just pop my hot air on. Let's turn that down a bit. Wrong. Let's turn the temperature down on that. Let's just go about 150. Don't need a massive amount of air. So yeah, we've basically got to move this coil up and down. And say it is waxed in. So we need to welt the max, welt the max back in. So just for info then, we are on number 7. So I need to find 560 kilohertz. So we need to go back there. Scale 2, 500, 20, 40, 60 kilohertz. And it says basically to tune to the signal. So turn it up. Okay, so 560 kilohertz is up the other end. There it is. So let's turn that down for you headphone wearers. Let me heat this up a little bit. See if we can get it moving. Oh Christ, he's moving now. Right, okay. So you need to do this with something non-metallic because my fingers will affect it. Just wait while the hot air turns itself off. It's not making a lot of difference, is it? Let's just turn the signal down a little bit. Let's have a listen for it. So it's definitely getting weaker that way. Whoa, that made a difference. Yeah, that made a fair difference. Let me just see if I can get it any further. I think it's me touching it is affecting it. Whoa. So it's actually best just there. Let's turn that up a little bit. It's a more stable signal. So we need to keep it there, right on the limit of the let's turn that down a little bit, right on the limit of the ferrite. It's liking it further along. So let's grab a good old trusty so I'm just going to need to come this way a little bit, so let's just move that one this way a bit, pull that one this way. It's just peaking at 500 millivolts there, 500, 520, so that's definitely the best place for it. So I'm just going to, oh, hang on, I don't want 350 degrees, Christ. I'm just going to melt some more wax with my old soldering iron. Right, let's just untangle the soldering iron. So I'm just going to use this old beeswax candle. Just going to run some wax down it, both ends. Push it along. There we go. Pretty good. That's that one done. Right, next is number 8. So we're going to 1500 hertz, 1.5 megahertz, attune to the signal and adjust C24. So that's the little trimmer on the tuning gang again. So we're going to 1.5 kilohertz. So on the top scale, so we're bang on there. So that's going to be up the other end of the dial. So let's turn it up a little bit. There it is. Okay. So we've now got to adjust C24, which is this one here. Let's turn that down a bit. So God, can you hear that interference? Whoa. Gained a load there. Hell. That was good. So it says repeat 7 and 8. But I'm not going to go messing about with the wax on that anymore. That's fair old gain, that is. Longer the ferrite, the better. Yes, yeah, you're dead right, Richard. Gives you a bit more tuning. I mean, that's right on the end, and it was already pretty much on the end. I've just moved it about probably 3-4 mil. And it's improved the sensitivity. So now we're going to long wave now. So let's switch over to long wave. 147 kilohertz, that's pretty low down. So let me have a think here. 120, 150, hang on, let me see. So 120, 30, 40, 50, 60. What did it say to do? 147. 12, 13. 145, so it's just past, so it's around about there. So it's got to be at the low frequency end. So back down here. We need our thing over here now. That's actually pretty much bang on. So we've got to just turn it over because we've got to now adjust C29. Stick that back in there. Ugh. So C29 is the little tiny green one in there. So let's turn it back on again. So let's use a ceramic tool for that. How? Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's turn that down a bit. Okay, so now we've got to go and we've got to play about with the blimmin' aerial coil again. Coil, which is under there. So we've got to go to 170 kilohertz. So 150, 160, 170 is there. Tune to the signal. Just there. Okay. Let's just turn it back over again because I've got to play with the aerial coil again now. Let me just turn that off in case we short something out. I want the aerial coil facing me really. Here. Everything's all tangled up now. You want to short the amplifier out. Right. Can you hear we've got some like digital noise coming through? That's that scope, that is. Let me just turn the power up a bit on. Right, okay. That's fairly stable. We should be able to see and hear any change. So let's get the hot air on again. Let's give this a warm up. Let's turn that down a little bit. Should move a bit now, hopefully. Ah, there we go. Right. Okay, we can hear that's gone worse. Let me just heat that a little bit more. Been a bit too lenient with a hot air gun, I think. Just want it to move a bit more than that. There we go. Let's wait for the hot air gun to shut up. I can definitely hear a change in tone there. Come on, hot air gun. Right. Let's move this again. So I can tell it's definitely lower there. Let's lower the signal strength down a bit more. No, noisy. I think that's better there. Yes, getting noisy there. Cleaner there. So that's where it is. Yes, I know you're not going to like be waxing it, are you? No. Let's just put a fresh bit of wax on that. Just to hold it in place. Right. Well, that's it. That's it. So, let me sort some of these cameras out. We don't need picture-in-picture anymore. We can get rid of that. And let's come back down onto the very messy bench now. There we are. Simples. That is the alignment done. It ain't difficult, is it, really? Done. Right, let's clear up some of this mess and then we can look at getting the thing back in the case and finished up. So turn all this gear off. And I'm going to unplug the scope because even just plugged in, it makes a hell of a racket. I think as Doug or somebody said about the switch mode supply, it definitely is got a switch mode supply in it, which is what's causing the issues. I'll get a little bit of background music for you. And that's just connected up to my CB radio speaker at the moment. It's not even using the original speaker. So hopefully that's giving you a little bit of insight in how to tune one of these up. I think it's probably similar for a lot of radios of this sort of type, but that's pretty straightforward. I think a lot of the stuff is actually done on the ICs in these, so let's just take my little thingy bob off. Properly designed one shouldn't radiate any noise. I know, Nick, it's just a cheap one. It's not anything fancy. That's just an Owen scope. And I'm sure when they designed it, they didn't really worry too much about low frequency interference. I'm sure they didn't expect people to be tuning up medium wave and long wave radios with them. But it'd be worth trying it with the analog scope underneath. But the thing is, even that one's a more modern type, so it may have it may have a switch mode supply in that one as well. So there we are. As I say, looking very nice. Let's get it back in the case, and then we can give it a final try then. Now we've aligned it. Let's turn that off, that light. So I don't do a lot of alignments on video, well, not on live, to be honest, because it's such a blimmin' faff to try and do it, and it's a lot of it is done by ear. And me twiddling things and listening and is sometimes better than looking at some screens. Let's just sort that one out. Come on. These spade things here don't like going in very well. There we are. Right, let's pop the screws in. Don't think I need to. I can get all of that. Let's get that light down a bit. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Simon, how you doing? Your HP digital scope whites out AM radio. Yeah, this one does as well, Simon. It's really noisy. I should have used the other one, really. What we want is a good old Tektronix scope. Something like 100, 150 meg tech scope would do me very nicely. So I'm not hammering these up because all it does is it bends all the aluminium. So we've got a power supply. So come across here. Now, where's my little black thing gone? There it is. Let's get a number 1. Always a peg to line up these. It's got a little crack in the plastic there, so I'm going to probably end up, yeah, I'm going to end up hot welding that back together, I think. That's that. Speaker wires. Has decided to grab hold of the it's decided to grab hold of one of the very fine wires off of the ferrite core, ferrite rod even. Been better off just doing those the other way, giving them an extra twist. Come on, behave. In. Let's get this back together and I'll catch up with the chat then as well. Let's chuck a PP9 battery in it. Ready, PP9? Hi Alan, how are you? Welcome Alan, good to have you on board, mate. Tell you what, these modern batteries are a tight fit in these old radios. He's in there, but he probably won't come out again. Let's get the bottom panel off. We're done with that. So serial number on this one's 212,983. So made a few of those, didn't they? There. All done. All done. Let's just move that back a little bit. Got the camera up. Finito. Just pour my little bit of extra beer in. So that was a bit of a journey, that, wasn't it? But that blue is really showing through on the top plate now. So that was a horrible diarrhea brown before. We've got a nice, lovely pale blue there now. As I say, it's pretty good, this radio. But you know, if you're interested in it, you'll have to let me know. At some stage, it'll go on my website for sale, but it won't be for a little while. Let's see if it'll pick up anything in with all this noise.
On Christmas Day, the children won't have been able to tell him what they want. Right. No one has given me.
So that's the light there interfering now.
There's nothing else for it. God's egg all round. I'll be over here tucking walking into several million free mince pies.
You can, of course, talk to Santa on Zoom if you're willing to risk the possibility that the magic of the North Pole toy factory might be lessened.
So it's a bit of a
is interrupted by the doorbell.
Faraday cage in here. So if I cheat a bit and use my external aerial.
They were concerned that the areas were too large and that small villages were suffering because of large nearby towns. But if villagers are worried about city types being unwanted visitors to their pubs, they don't need an app or a travel restriction. They can just use the old ways.
You're not from round these parts, are you?
The IT professional
Sounds like me.
The village 12 months ago. With the tiers in place, next week should see the start of vaccinations with 800,000 doses.
Il m'a dit, est-ce que vous filmez bien les discours? Moi, je ne voulais pas filmer ces discours parce que ça servait
French.
très bien, parce que j'avais assisté à des réunions que les discours étaient écrits par des grands professeurs de la Sorbonne, je ne sais pas quoi, sur des thèmes précis, l'emploi, voilà, etc., etc. Moi, je ne vous ai pas dit que j'allais faire un film d'auteur et que ce que je voulais, je voulais tourner. Mon idée, c'était de tourner parce que le candidat est un tout...
Time a sinner has featured something outrageous.
137.
Cheers, yeah. And I can categorically state with absolute certainty it will never happen again. Ryan Hanley is...
It's great stuff.
He's been shipped off to live in the Paddy Houlihan media blackout safe house for a couple of months.
That's Irish.
About the 70s, as it confuses the young hipster Mary lunatics down south. You know, the ones who are on board more for no Bryn.
Medium wave.
Que además también se sabe cuál es la cara que tenía, ¿no?
Sí, también han hecho la misma persona.
Sounds Spanish.
Que es un escultor que ha hecho la
Wow.
reproducción de mis papeles.
Sean, how you doing?
La reproducción de la cara del guanche.
Un señor de unos 45 años, ¿no?
Sí, hay ya no sé lo mismo. Es muy impresionante porque claro, si ves ahí la momia en fútbol. ¿Quiénes son? Creo que algunos de ellos sí que logran. A un hombre, un señor.
Cobra humanidad.
Cobra humanidad.
Claro.
Que, dices, bueno,
It's hellish sensitive, actually.
Es una momia, pero es una persona.
Claro, es que la guanche tiene la...
Depends how we get on. A little smattering of it to look
If you've
forward
ever
to.
wondered what the Spurs squad of 81 sounds like singing I'm Henry the Eighth I Am, then you'll just only have to wait another 20 minutes.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Available now on BBC Sound.
Hi, I'm Eddie Hearn, and I've got something special for you this week on my podcast, No Passion, No Point. I'm speaking to boxing legend Mike Tyson about his career. Una de las días de la prueba de los murciélagos en Granada, donde perdió el máximo de 19 a una Juan de elementos vegetales.
Into Sunday morning, and Sunday I think we will see some decent spells of sunshine away from the North Devon coast, where there might be a few showers. More details, of course, on the BBC Weather website.
Sarah Gosling. BBC Radio 7.
Of the expedition, and also it reminded me of things I've read about, you know, the great imperialist explorers of the past.
Well, To be honest, on medium wave, that's like trawling through the shortwave bands tonight. So whether that's just the conditions or whether this is an amazing radio, I don't know. But it is performing very well. So there you are. One Roberts Rambler 2 in very, very good condition. Now, it was a bit ropey to start with, but I could see it had potential. So, yeah, once we got that horrible, yucky brown taken off of that top, it's mental. Right, what we got? Let me catch up with the chat here. I'm way behind chat, way behind it. Evening Jeff popped in. Just taken delivery of a Grundig Ocean Boy 820 International. You want it in March. That took a while. Doug saying you always found that the placement of the coils on the ferrite rod as set from the factory was pretty much on the money. Never got much gain from moving them about. We did get a bit there though, Doug, to be fair. They did they did sort of both move to the right for some reason, so I really don't know. Your Rigel doesn't. It was fairly cheap. Right, okay, Nick. Interesting. It's obviously better made than my Owen. Yeah, so Robert's saying trouble with the noise and higher signal to overcome it. You run into problems with the AGC. Tuned to weak station and twiddle for maximum smoke. Really, with a medium wave radio, you can do that still, Doug. To be fair, I mean, I could just as easily have tuned that by ear. It's a different kettle of fish when you get to FM. So Alan is after a tuning cap for a RP34 Democrat. Someone has forced this one. That's not great, Alan, is it? Sounds like you're getting busy. So you've had to remove some of the woodwork in a Democrat with modern batteries as the back wouldn't go on. Yeah, they do struggle a bit with these modern batteries. It's only like a millimetre even, and it just makes that little bit of difference. Spanky says it looks like new. It certainly does, Simon. Certainly should be. It's not a hacker, Gary. It certainly isn't. It's in a different league, hacker, isn't it, really? Can you clean the blue plastic with anything else bar the Goo Gone stuff? I only use the Goo Gone, Simon, because it was all sticky. I don't know what had been dropped on it or whether the leather cloth had started deteriorating, but it's certainly not sticky anymore. It ain't sticky no more. But normally I would just use sort of lukewarm water and a bit of, I use hand soap because that's a little bit softer. Certainly wouldn't use washing up liquid, but a bit of the like squeezy hand soap and some lukewarm water and a toothbrush, mate. That'll do it. If it was a hacker, I'd use foam cleaner on it. But if you use foam cleaner on this, not only will you take the colour off, you'll also take the paint off the grill. So avoid foam cleaner with these and the other Roberts radios. The older ones are okay, but the newer ones, you'll ruin it. So Sean had a cancellation, so he's home early. Welcome again, Sean. I did say hello. Nick is saying the Spanish have taken over medium wave. Yeah, I was surprised to see so many Spanish on, Nick, to be honest. So Richard's saying invaluable information as your next project after the R250 is a Mark 1. Rambler. Yeah, it's going to be similar-ish. You're going to have more adjustment points on a Mark 1 because you haven't got the ICs in it, Rich, so it'll be a bit trickier. Well, George, I don't know if you said hello earlier, but apologies if I missed you. Where's the Christmas music? Well, it was going, but I turned it off to listen to the Rambler, Sean, but I'll put it back on for you. What's that, Simon? Sorry, you meant the dial plate. Oh, okay, right, yeah. No worries. Yeah, don't use foam cleaner on one of these. You'll melt the thing. Well, not melt it, but you definitely take the colour off. And this is the later Rexine, which has got this coarse. If you can see that, if I shine the light across it, it's got this coarse grain pattern, which I really like actually. You see it a little bit better on the back there, look. There's a really coarse grain pattern on it. As I say, on the sides, I've just put some beeswax furniture polish on that. Probably could do with another coat because it soaked that up. But, might give it another spray. But there you are. How are we doing on time then? Oh, we're in front of ourselves for a change. Lidl W5 wipes are good to clean radios. Yeah, I'm using these from Sainsbury's at the moment. But these wouldn't touch it at all. Thank you, Simon. These cleaned the muck off, but they would not get rid of that sticky stuff. So I had to use the Goo Gone and give it a few goes over with the Goo Gone. Isopropyl didn't work. That just made it go all sort of matte and horrible. So, yeah, they're good for initial cleaning. Just getting rid of all the grime. I haven't been able to get those Lidl's wipes for a while, George. I managed to get some floor cleaning ones, but they're massive. They're like a towel. So did all the caps in it. They weren't all gone, to be fair, but there was a couple that had gone pretty high and one had a really high SR. So I done them all. It's just been totally recapped. I could sling them in the bin now. We have already had a look at the values of those. So yeah, we've already had a look at the value on those. So a bit of a tidy up. So yeah, that was just something that I had up on the shelf. I just thought I'd pull it down and see if there's anything wrong with it, and if we could restore it really. So we've restored that in pretty much 2 live streams. Well, I did a bit today to it, but I'm sure you didn't want to see me washing it and polishing it. So the top I did with, the top was pretty good, to be fair. It didn't hardly need anything doing to it. There was those bits of brown paint that were on there that I had to just chip off. And I just went over it with Novus number 2. Just went over it with that and then finished off with some of that. So that's what I did the top panel with, the dial plate. All the sticky stuff I got off with Goo Gone, which worked a treat. It wouldn't remove the glue from the back of the blue panel though. I had to use isopropyl for that. I've just got isopropyl in one of these RS little squirter balls. And the front grille, I used this on. That's Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, and that's black satin finish. So it's just a normal paintbrush to just touch up the. There's only really one scratch on it, so it's next to no remedial work to do on the grill. As I say, that grill is bang on. I mean, you can see if I put it edgeways, there's not a single dink in that grill at all. Absolutely not a dink in it at all, which is pretty rare for a Roberts or one of these grills. It's very thin aluminium and it does suffer from dinks. What else have I done to it? That's about it really. As I say, super glued the thing on, and as far as the putting the blue thing back, I just used some of this 3M double-sided tape. It's bigger than needed, so just basically stick it to this and then just cut it with scissors all the way around. Job done. So there you go. That's all my little tips on fixing one of those. As I say, beeswax furniture polish on the sides. Can't beat a bit of Goo Gone though. As recommended. I think it was Jack, Vintage Electronics Geek, first pointed that stuff out to me. Hi Jose, how are you? And welcome back, Paul. You got the same symbol as Spanky there, so that's confused me a little bit. So you've got 1970 Hitachi speakers, 16 microfarads, 50 volts required. Would it be alright if I put a capacitor as 16 UF but 100 volts? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Jose. You enjoy the restoration too, but it can be time consuming. It can, and when people ask me to do a restoration for them, they don't really realise how long it actually takes. It ain't just a quick day's job and back out the door. It's not how I do it anyway. It's very time consuming, especially the cosmetic stuff, really. So yeah, I am close to 3,000, Doug, and thank you very much for noticing. I'm trying to get up to 3,000 and give that red RP30 hacker away. Crazy really, but you know, I haven't got an RP30 hacker, so that's the only one I've got, and I'm going to give it away. So there you go. Give it away. So well, me and Georgia both had a go at that one, but I don't know what I'm up to now. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick nosy. Let's have a quick nosy. I tell you, this YouTube studio thing is a bit of a pain. I find it hard to navigate this thing. It does different things in the app than it does in the actual desktop version. Weird. In fact, I probably prefer the app than the desktop version. Yeah, so it's I'm up to 2,980. So I'm 20 off of 3,000. Look, that's pretty good. That's down to you guys. So if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and you get a chance to win a Hacker Radio. In fact, we've got 2 Hacker Radios to give away this month. One of them courtesy of Sean, Mr. Man Cave Workshop himself. You thought I'd promised the super sovereign. Did you really, Spanky? I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but no. Right, what else are we going to do then? We've got a little bit of time left. I don't need to go a full 2 hours. I'm only supposed to be on for an hour, really. But we've got more advent calendars to open. So what to do tomorrow? What to do tomorrow? That's the next thing, really, isn't it? We really ought to get to grips with this Hacker Hunter and get it done. It's really eluding me at the moment. I've soldered connection points to all the bases of the 3 IF transistors, and I've injected signals at each one. And I think I've got an issue with the first transistor or some of the components around it. But it wouldn't kill it dead. Go for it, Spanky. If you're lucky, you might even get the XL one, which comes with a plastic container as well. But the problem with the plastic container is they dry up. So, yeah, they do a special offer sometimes where you get 2 packs of it and a plastic container. But I know they were really scarce when we were in lockdown and that. You couldn't get them anywhere. Nobody had any antibacterial wipes at all. I use them quite a lot for clearing the bench down and for cleaning up old radios that come in. What else? Oh, we've got to get this one done, haven't we? We've got to get this one done. So we might carry on with this one tomorrow then. There seems to be a lot of interest in this. This is the board that we're recapping. I've now got all the bits in, I think. I'm not 100% sure on IC1. So I don't think the one I've got is the same as this. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got the right one for that. I've got a new IC7. Let's just pop that on the camera so you can have a quick look. I've also managed to win. I suppose it is winning, isn't it? If you're on an auction site. So this is the ICF SW55 that I started recapping. So you can see I've done what have I done? 5 of them. But then this IC7 was really badly corroded. Now I've bought one in from Little Diode, which is usually a bit of an expensive way to do it, but I found them on Cricklewood cheaper. So they were quite cheap on Cricklewood, but by the time they put the postage on, it was like another £3 dearer than Little Diode. So I've gone with Little Diode in the end, and I've got a replacement for IC7 there. As you can see, I mean, I could probably have cleaned the other one up and reused it, but it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. So that's a brand new one to go in IC7 position. But like I say, this one is the issue. I don't know if the one that I've bought is the same. So we'll have a quick look at that in a minute. We've got time. We've got 15 minutes or so. So that's that. And if anyone wants to know what that was, it is a UPC 1316C. So that's that one. Let me see if I can find find the other one a minute. Let's just get you in a little bit closer. Apologies for the wobbly cam. Where are we? There we go. So this is the one that I'm not 100% sure whether I've got the right bit for this. Now let me see if I can find it. What have I done with it? I've probably put it somewhere really safe. There we go. There they are. So this is a HC138A. Well, I got these from, I think it was Farnell, which HC138A. That's HC138A. So it should be the same chip, although this does look smaller, but it's probably an optical illusion. Let's just get my where's my knife gone? Where's my scalpel? There he is. Now, is this the same bit, or isn't it? See, it does, it looks like it is the same footprint, but it is slightly smaller. Because, I don't know, Georgie may still be here, but he did say go ahead and get new chips for it rather than reuse the old ones. Let me just get the old goggles on a minute. A closer look. It's obviously the wrong way round, but it's the same pitch. Yeah, it's the same pitch. It is a thinner package, but I think it'll still fit on the pads. As I say, this one is quite badly corroded, so let's put that back in the ESD bag. I don't know how static sensitive they are, but there you are. There you are. Black screws for the jack cowl. Yeah, but you've got to go with originality, Paul. It's what was fitted from the factory, mate. They haven't been changed. I could paint them black just for the sheer hell of it, but let me catch you. Change all the caps on the main board and run it up on the sweep gen. Blue underneath? What's blue underneath, Spanky? Evening, Stephen. Evening, Stephen. Even Stevens. A nice port on special. Ah, yeah, they do have their aged port this time of year, don't they? You have to. You've got to do Christmas jumpers, George. 3 to 8 line decoder. Should be no problem at all, Harvey, should it really? Hi, Macomp. It's definitely a different, slimmer package. It's slimmer, but it should fit on the same footprint. I say I'll get it off tomorrow with the hot air station and see what happens. Cheers, Paul. Thanks for joining us, mate. You have an option to buy an old Akai AT2250L. What is that, Stephen? Is it a cassette deck or is it a reel-to-reel amp? I'm not sure. So you need some help, Alan. Your iPad and iPhone are not showing the same thing. On the iPad, it's showing working on fitting a new Surface Mount chip. Chat is running the same, but that's all. I don't know. One of them might be lagging a little bit, Alan. Are you using one on data and one on Wi-Fi, or I'm really not sure. Mike's in front. It's a standard part, is it, Harvey? It was a vintage FM AM tuner made in Japan. Looks lovely. That old Japanese hi-fi gear is really nice, Stephen. I think Nick probably knows a fair bit about that sort of stuff. Mr. Petronics, if he's still with us. I think he is. Benji sent us a nice tuner as well. Yeah, that old Japanese stuff, they did make that really well. I've got you zoomed in on that now, haven't I, really? But yeah, so as you can see, that's the hole for IC7 that needs doing. You can see where all the electrolytes leaked out and leached into the board there. I've still got to buzz it all out because we've got issues with some of the traces underneath this. So electrolytes leaks down through those 3 holes there. The center one is not connected to anything, so it's actually eaten away at the center hole. I have treated this with some vinegar, so it's not quite as bad as it was, but you see it's pretty green still. So there you go. Hi Rich, how are you? You've got a Pioneer tuner for sale on eBay. Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Steve. Why not? It's Christmas, isn't it? Treat yourself. If you don't like it, you can always sell it back on again. So yeah, as you can see, there's still loads of capacitors to put on here. But this is the area where most of the damage was. So I just want to make 100% sure that we've got all the traces. I'm going to need to put some jumper wires in to link the traces underneath that IC. So that's got to come off to clean the wires out from underneath it. There's one wire in underneath it that links to one of these here. And then further up the board, we've got all the other caps still to do. So still a fair bit of work on this. It's a bit of a labour of love, this one, I think. It's taken a fair old while to sort. But anyway, that's enough of that. So let's get some advent calendars open, shall we? Let's tidy myself up here a minute. Let's put that board back up out of the way safely. Careful. Let's put my bits back over there out the way. So if anyone's interested in that Rambler 2, let me know. If not, it'll just go back up on the shelf and sit as a decoration in the spare room, which is what it was. Mrs. Cruncher had it nicely set up on the bookcase, together with a white Rambler and a white Hacker Sovereign 2, and various other radios that are up there. Right, what am I looking for? So there we are, that's done, sorted. Top chat and live chat is on the top of the... I share my screen with you. So if you see my desktop there, Alan, you've got this drop down. So you can have top chat or live chat. So top chat doesn't show you all the messages. Live chat shows you all the messages. So HC is likely just a faster or different voltage version. It's a CMOS version. I take it's compatible though, Nick. This is the thing. Definitely, definitely rich. So there you go, Alan. Hopefully that's answered your question about the top chat, live chat. So let me get you back on the main camera before that does everybody's head in. And as usual, we need to get everything out of the way and zoom out because this calendar is absolutely massive. I know George has got one or two of these as well, so I don't know if you built any of yours, George. Have you given away as presents? I bet on you. You quite liked it, Video Monkey, did you? It's like window in window in window in window. That's basically you're seeing my my screen as I bet. So we're looking for number 4. This is pretty easy to spot these actually. Number 4. Oh, nice one, George. I'm sure Mr. Cody's Jr. will be loving this when he gets it built. It must be so tempting to just rip them all open, though, and just go for it. Thanks, Alan. Under 20, above 19. I think they're both HCs, weren't they? Number 4 there. Under 20, above 19. Yeah, Sean's in there. He's in there. They're not the easiest of doors to open, though. That's the only thing. Oh, hang on. It looks like it's dropped down. It's dropped down, or is that another one from underneath? No, that's something from underneath. It's gone! It's gone! Hang on! It's empty! It's empty. I'm going to have to... so that's obviously dropped down in underneath somewhere. I thought there was something rattling about. I know what it should be. I can see what it should be. It might be up a bit higher, actually. Let me just see if it's up a bit higher. No. Well, perhaps they decided that I'm not allowed to have one of those. It should be a little screwdriver. Not that we need a screwdriver, but according to that, it should be a screwdriver. So I'm going to have to go in deep and investigate that a minute. See if we can find the living thing. Screwdriver, come on, come to Mr. Cruncher. I know you don't want me to touch you, but there's all sorts of other gunk in here. I think the screwdriver. I'll be careful because the whole lot will drop out here if I'm not careful. I think the screwdriver may have jumped in with something else. Oh well, I'm not going to rip it apart just for a screwdriver, so that was a bit disappointing. Naughty Mr. Revel. So yes, we should have had a nice screwdriver in there, but we don't seem to have. I mean, there is a bit of sellotape there. There's something there, but that's another day. And there's something up there, but that's another day. So I suspect when we open this up, eventually the screwdriver will be down in the bottom here somewhere. Oh well. Number 4 was a letdown. User manual, 2.4 gigahertz. Now, me trying to fly anything remote controlled is going to be a disaster. Yeah, looks interesting. There's a whole book of safety instructions, so I'll probably need to read that as well, won't I? Oh well. Let's get the Weira one up. We can always rely on the Weira, can't we? Can you see number 4 on this one then? Where's Theo? Theo, you got your magnifier on? I'm trying to find it myself. Air freight when shipped, yeah, it could be. Who knows? Day 4's a blankety blank. It's gone with the spring. The spring, I don't know where the hell that spring is, Benji. If it ever had a spring in it. This is the thing. Near Santa's sack. Top left, top left, top left. Pour some petrol on that mad red radio. Is that doing your head in, that one, ZX? RV? Up here then. Looks like it's up there. It's only a little baby window. It's a baby. Wrong way. Ooh. It's right up on the star. You should say it's on the star. It's on the star. That was the key. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. That's, it's, I don't know, is that an Allen key or is it a Torx? I really don't know what these actually are. It doesn't look like a Torx, because it doesn't seem to, so we've got some Christmas bells on the Stabalocklet. Could be looking at some CBs on Sunday, you never know. All you CB haters, you'll be switching off now. Okay, where am I? So it's a number 4, whatever it is, and it's yellow, which is an indicator. It looks like hexagon, but it's sort of slightly fluted. It's ever so slightly fluted, if you know what I mean. So it's not my camera's not going to focus on it now, is it? It's not what I was saying was an Allen key, but it might be an Allen key. What it might be, Alan, is you need to possibly, it's if you just push the fast forward button, you might find it'll catch up. It might just have lagged a little bit. Internet might have dropped a little bit on it. George is saying it's Torx, but it doesn't. Torx is usually very star-shaped, George. It's oh, there goes some small stuff on the floor. Yeah, it could well be a large Torx, but this one as well is sort of like fluted, but it's not. It's only very shallow. Yeah, I think it is hex, George. I think it's just Allen key, but they are fluted for some reason. They're not just flat sides. They're very slightly indented. Let me just get the overhead camera in. We can probably have a closer look. So you see the inside of that socket. I mean, it's like hexagon, but it is very slightly fluted. And it's the same with this, look. If I can get that in the camera. So that is sort of hexagon. It's not going to focus on that now, is it? Come on, focus. Focus. There you go. So ever so slightly fluted. There, anyway. Hi, Rich. Oh, here we go. Rich has found the definitive answer by the looks of it. Some socket spanners are scalloped or have the corners removed, so the socket grips the flats and not the corners to reduce rounding. Look at the pics. Google Facom. Facom. I've got to be careful how I say that. Facom. Facom. 767AS. Canadian wants a square. So yeah, anyway, again we've got these lock-in things. You just turn them till they click and lock. very nifty little kit. So that's my birthday present from Mrs. Cruncher. Still underway. So there we are. That's everything done. Everything done. All done. We're finished. So I think tomorrow we'll revisit the Sony SW55. It's Saturday tomorrow, isn't it? And then Sunday, as I say, I've got to give that CB away again. Mike very kindly redonated it to the channel. So if you haven't entered, Mana Kestrel, giving away, anybody there? Hello, hello, hello. Giving it away on Sunday again for the second time. So hopefully my mate will have done the cases. They are in primer at the moment, so fingers crossed. Square one is way better for screwdrivers, no camo. Yeah, you're definitely right. They're specials. You do realise there will be one missing at the end. I hope not, ZX. Anyway, cheers people. Hope you've enjoyed that today. Don't forget, like it if you would. Give it the thumbs up. And if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, then please click that subscribe button and hit the bell and you'll get any notifications as well as to when I'm going live. It should be around about the same time tomorrow, although it is the weekend, so I might go on a bit earlier. I'm not sure yet. So cheerio everybody, and catch you tomorrow. And just keep an eye out for the notifications to find out what time to be confirmed.